What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Big Ditch Brewing Company, and they're out of Buffalo, New York, and this is their Hellish. And this is a part of their A Beer That Tastes Like Beer series. So they're calling this one a German-style Hellish lager that comes in at 5% alcohol by volume, 19 IBUs at the time of review. And this can is just under 2 weeks old. So a couple weeks ago, I reviewed another beer within this series, their Dark English Mild. It was really delicious. And this series is all about the old school styles that a lot of us got into craft beer, drinking them and enjoying them. And they've done quite a few within the series. They've done a Scotch Ale, a Goza, a couple others that I'm forgetting. I think a West Coast IPA. And I think going forward from this point, I am going to grab every beer within the series and review it. Why? Because I don't drink enough of these beers in general, like a Dark English Mild. I've never reviewed on the channel until a couple weeks ago. I am reviewing more Hellish lagers lately because that's like one of the hot styles over the past couple years. But yeah, I just really dig this style, and we have a Hellish lager. Now, not much more to say about it other than cracking it open and getting in the glass. So let's see what this one is all about. Really fresh too, just under 2 weeks old. And yeah, so here we go. So I'm expecting, a nice Hellish, some Bready, Crackery, malt character, nice floral hop note, and just crazy drinkability. That's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, yeah, that pours out like a lager, pretty much crystal clear, a little bit of like chill haze, has that golden yellow color to it, decent amount of carbonation, had about a finger of bright white colored head, kind of soap sudsy, has now dissipated into a thin film, but yeah, let's get a nose. Yeah, so it's a typical Hellish. There's a little bit of like a sulfur note from, a lot of people call it lager funk, getting that a little bit, but yeah, big bready notes. Crackery, there's a little bit of like a lemon zest in this one as well. It's floral. Typically, they're using noble hops in this one, so it has like a little floral, slight spicy tone, but more floral. A little bit of earthiness. Yeah. It's just, this beer smells like so many other Hellishes where you just want to have a big old pint of it. You want to have a 4-pack of these 16-ounce cans, preferably in 12-ounce cans or bottles, and just drink on them. Like, this is the quintessential drinking beer. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. Now, the best Hellish lager I've had recently was from a brewery out of Chicago called Dovetail Brewery. I forgot the name of the brewery in a recent review I did. I think it might have been the Czech Dark Lager I did last week for Western New York Wednesday. I just totally forgot the name of the brewery. But that Hellish lager, the malt character was just on another level. This isn't quite to that level, but it's still really damn nice. So body on this one is like lower side to medium for 5%. It's really nice. If you would say, like, for the style itself or for the ABV, this is like almost full, but overall as a beer, this is like lower side of medium. Super crisp, clean, and refreshing. There's such a clean feeling on the back of the palate that it's really nice. Front of the palate, a lot of bready, crackery malt. There's a little bit of lemon zest right after that, and then it transitions into this earthy, floral, slight hop character. Finishes semi to full-on dry with a touch of bitterness. There's really not a lot of bitterness in Hellish lagers. Most of the hop character provide that like floral, earthy thing. Yeah, the effervescence to the mouthfeel is just fantastic. It's so crispy on the palate, and the carbonation dances on your tongue. It's really a joy to drink. This would be a perfect warm weather beer. It's very simplistic. That's what the style is made for. You can just drink a lot of these. There's, not like there's no off flavors here. That sulfur kind of note in the nose didn't really translate over to taste. It really does for me. The thing about this one is it screams drinkability. And I think if you're here locally in Western New York and you want a low ABV Hellish lager that drinks quite nice and, has all the telltale signs of a true German Hellish, then I think you'd pick this one up and you'd be fine with it. It's not blowing me away, kind of like the Dark English Mild did, or like the aforementioned Dovetail Hellish did, but it's really damn nice. Can't tell, the ABV with these. You're not expected to really tell. You just know you're drinking a beer, right? It's really, really well balanced. I mean, maybe leans a little bit sweeter, but typically that's how the style is, really heavy on that malt character. But typically it has a good balance, and I think it's pretty well balanced. So yeah, not much more to say about this one, honestly. Very simplistic overall, not super complex, not meant to be, doesn't need to be. So I am going to, well, let me pour the rest of this. Sometimes, and this has been happening lately, and I've been trying to do this a little bit more, but I like to pour the rest of the beer in. Now, why? There's been quite a few beers, typically half four beers, where like I pour the rest of the can in, the last 3 or 4 ounces, and then all of a sudden it changes. Don't expect that here. No, same thing. So the Hellish lager from Big Ditch, a part of their Beer That Tastes Like Beer series. We are going to go with a high 4 out of 5 and go 4.1 out of 5. It doesn't quite get into the low 4.25 range. I think I gave the Hellish from Dovetail a 4.3. Yeah, this is a little bit, I hate saying like it's a little worse than that. It's just not as good as that beer. That beer was next level and delicious. This, still really tasty, just not to that level. But 4.1 out of 5 is a really good score, certainly for a German-style Hellish lager. Price and availability, believe these are $12.99 for a 4-pack. Here's the thing. I think that is a little bit steep, just a little bit steep. I would like to see, that's, I think, the going rate for all the beers within this series. I would like to see it more like 10 to 11 bucks. Like if it was $10.99, I think it'd be a little bit more in the wheelhouse. I mean, I did that Czech style dark lager last week, reviewed that, and I believe that was $10 or maybe $11 a 4-pack. I'd like to see this a couple bucks less, but $12.99 4-pack, it's not terrible. It's just a couple bucks less. I would prefer it. That'd be my preference. Gotta be honest. Availability. Big Ditch gets distro. I don't know if they're throughout New York State, but they get great distro throughout New York State, pretty sure. You can order stuff, I'm pretty sure, off their website and have it delivered if you live in New York State. I think they don't get any distro outside of New York State. Could be wrong. Be cool if they did at some point. They're opening up a couple more facilities here in 2022, I'm pretty sure. And once they do, I'm sure the distribution will be bumped up. But one of the best breweries in Buffalo, in my opinion. They always, here's the thing. There's only been a couple Big Ditch beers where I scream from the rooftops like, this is amazing. They are known for their consistency. And I think this is a perfect example of why I like them as a brewery. And I think they're one of the best breweries in Buffalo. They just have a ton of consistency to their beer. Very rarely do I pick one up and I'm just like, oh, that's terrible. Usually a pretty damn good. So this is just another beer from them in their portfolio that I think is just damn good. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. By the time you see this video, probably be around 3 weeks old, these cans, so you could still pick them up locally and they'll be quite fresh. And I would recommend doing so, especially if you want a low ABV crusher of a lager that has some good flavors at a decent price point. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Stop by next Wednesday for another review. I don't know what I'm reviewing at this point, but it's going to be something from the West New York area, and hopefully it's delicious. Till next one, cheers.